So I'm visiting my family right now, so this is not going to be a fancy video. However, I do want to react to the Women's Prize. I feel like I really celebrated this Women's Prize and I really enjoyed following along. I have 2 vlogs reading the long list. I think I read 10 of the 16 books. I have really interesting thoughts on them. I hated some, I loved some. A lot of my favorites didn't make the shortlist, which made me really, really sad. I actually don't really know what I want to win. I think I would be disappointed if Demon Copperhead won. I like The Marriage Portrait, but I feel like it's too soon for her to win. Trespasses, I think I understand why a lot of people loved it, and I quite enjoyed it, but I wasn't fully immersed in it, and I thought the conversation on what it felt like to live in the Troubles and what it felt like to go through these events and kind of the constant news cycle and stuff like that was really interesting. Out of the books that I've read, it would be the book that I wouldn't mind seeing win the most. I would have loved her to mature as a story writer a little more before seeing her win a prize like this. And then when we're talking about the other books that I haven't read Pod, don't plan on reading it. Both Black Butterflies and Fire Rush are books that I hoped to read before the shortlist was announced, and I just couldn't get them. Black Butterflies has not yet been published in Canada, and Fire Rush I've been waiting on a hold on the library for a very long time. I would be okay with both of them winning. I've heard both really great and really not great things about both of them. I do think that they have a lot to offer to the canon of the Women's Prize, so yeah, I don't think that Pod's gonna win, and I don't really want to see Demon Copperhead win. So I'd be pretty much fine with any of the other 4 books. I don't have strong opinions. Like, if some of the books that are on the shortlist had made it, like Wandering Souls, I think deserved this prize. So I'm now going to just log in and see. I'm just going to look up articles. I'm not going to do anything fancy with the video or anything. But let's see. Women's Prize. No internet. That's anticlimactic. Okay, I might not have to film my review because I don't have another device to look on it because I film on my phone. So I think I may in fact close this, look it up on my phone, and then tell you my reaction. So it will be even less dramatic than I thought it was going to be. Well, our dear Barbara won, so all of my hope and dreams can just be smashed, I guess. I think that Demon Copperhead is a fine book. I have nothing wrong with it. I just don't think that it's the book that everyone says it is. And I'm not American, I don't understand the Appalachian kind of conversation and stuff like that around it. So it doesn't have, like, I honestly thought that Appalachian mountains always sounded really pretty, so I didn't know until recently that there was like any stigma kind of around there at all. Pretty much until this book came out, I think. So I think that I don't have the context to understand why it's an important novel to be told. Well, when we're talking about poverty and substance abuse, it wasn't my favorite book exploring those themes, and I don't know, a lot of the books that I know that have explored that theme are Canadian, so I think that that maybe has a more personal understanding of how, you know, those pop up in my world, and how, as someone who has background in counseling and has worked a lot with people with substance abuse and have worked a lot in different areas, it didn't hold me in the way that I wish it had been talked about, I guess. It kind of turned me the wrong way, and I know that people from the area and stuff like that have said that it's good representation and stuff like that. It's just not representation that I loved. So I guess that this was a fun ride. I read some new favorite books. Like, I had a really lovely time reading the long list. Less with the short list, but I guess we're okay. I have a review of Demon Copperhead in the description, and I talk a lot about David Copperfield in that and how I thought that that one did a better job of some of the themes, even though it was really old. I am very disappointed by this. I wish that it had gone to another book. But alas, it did not, and I will be okay with that, and it will go into the canon. And everyone else will be so happy. So happy. Like, I know so many people were gunning for this and loved it. So good job, Barbara Kinsolver. And like, the ability to win a Pulitzer Prize and a Women's Prize in the same year is extraordinary. So I crown her as an amazing writer, but I'm middle of the road of it.